Hello, Geometry A students. It's about time we take a final exam. So the first thing we're going to do is review Unit 1. That's sections 1, 1, and 1.5. This is kind of embarrassingly easy, some of these. Find XZ. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is say, well, you'd add up that guy and that guy. 26 plus 45. 26 plus 45 is 71. So in this problem, XZ equals 71. Okay. Second one here. Find the distance. Well, I'm going to use a distance formula. Remember, you're going to find the distance, the difference between the x-coordinates, so the difference between those two is 1. You're going to square it. Then you're going to find the difference between the y-coordinates. 10 and -1 are 11 apart. Square it. We're doing the Pythagorean theorem here if you haven't figured that out, guys. Square root the answer. 1 squared plus 11 squared. That's the square root of 122, which is about, I'll make that squiggly because it's about 11.04. Square root of 122 is about 11.04. So these 2 points are 11.04 apart. This is one of the tricky ones where you've got the midpoint. They gave you the midpoint. They gave you one of the endpoints. I got to find the other. So I'm going to call that my x and my y. To find the midpoint, you usually just average the x's and the y's. But here they gave you the answer. So you got to work backwards a little bit. I'm going to say that if I average the x's, 3 plus x, and divide them by 2, I get the midpoint. The x-coordinate is 9. When you solve that equation, 2 times 9 is 18. Subtract 3. X is going to be 15. Do the same thing with the y's. 9 plus y, when you find the average of the y-coordinates, you get 7. So you would multiply times 2, that's 14. 14 minus 9, you get y equals 5. So if I want to know the other endpoint, the other endpoint is going to be at 15, 5. So this is obviously not to scale, but you can handle it. Here we've got KHJ is a right angle, so what I'm going to do is say these two angles add up to 90, aka they are complementary. So add them up. 4x plus 7, these add up to 90 degrees. Let's see, 12x plus 6 is 90 degrees. Oh my gosh, 12x equals 84. X equals 7, finally we're home. X equals 7. Now what I'm going to do, is that what I wanted? No, they wanted LHJ. So that's this angle right here. I'm going to plug that back in. 4 times 7 plus 7, 28 plus 7 is 35, and that's a degree measurement. If you plug that back in there, what do you get, 55 hopefully? 56 minus 1, 55. Cool, if that's 55, that's 35. You know they add up to 90, so you know you did it right. We checked it. Let's see. Line T bisects CD. So if I call this guy CD, and I'm saying we're bisecting, it doesn't say anything about perpendicular, so boom, that's a bisector. We can handle it. Bisects mean it goes to the midpoint, so those two segments are congruent. CM is 3x, and MD is 27. Wait a second. If this is 27, then this is 27. I don't even care what x is. This whole thing would be 27 plus 27. CD would be 54. I'm done. I don't even care. X is 9, sure, but it doesn't matter. CD is 54. If the measure of an angle is 64 degrees, its complement, that means they add up to 90. So what plus 64 gives you 90? Well, let's see. 90 minus 64 is going to be 26 degrees. If I want to find the supplement, I'm going to say what plus 64 gives you 180? Well, if I subtract 64 here, I get 116 degrees, and that's all she wrote for Unit 1.